Well, last week was very interesting. A little bit more surprising and out of the ordinary when it comes to these things that happen. If you don't remember what happened last week, it mainly has to do with tournaments. Hackers had the ability to do is implement a plethora of trophies to like some users, which caused the tourney leaderboards to sort of bug for most players. For the few that were affected by it, including myself, had to go through the long process of opening every single gold tourney skin chest in order to reach the end, which for the developers it took mainly the entirety of a week in order to get it resolved. But thankfully, they managed to resolve it before the end of the new season, which would be the next rank season as well. But anyways, we're back with some news out here with the new season. Not really a lot, but a few updates that we have with this season, and I guess I'll probably talk about last week as well. Let's just start off with one thing that's noticeable aside from the season's theme for the background, that being with the Pixel Pass. One thing that's more noticeable from the get-go with this season is that you probably noticed with the first tier, you notice that just only the avatar is only available when you buy the Pixel Pass. You might be asking, shouldn't the starter weapon when you buy the season pass supposed to be available here? That is until you advance through the pages of the season pass and you notice that the starter weapon that you get is actually in tier 25. Now you might be questioning, what's with the change of the position of the starter weapon? From the recent threads of the Discord server, we managed to just get a response from one of the community managers. As stated by Oracle, the location of the first weapon has only been moved to level 25. This was done to make it more interesting for players to progress in the Pixel Pass. Now I wouldn't say it's much more of an interesting thing, or I guess in the case of it not being the end of the world in my opinion, but it's much more of an unnecessary change to move the starter weapon to be halfway through the season pass. I even question why now, since last season, and heck, all the way back to 2018 when the battle pass was introduced, you used to do is get the starter weapon when you buy the battle pass. One thing I will suggest is why not offer a free legendary weapon in place of the starter weapon where it is at tier 25. It doesn't have to be a new weapon that they would have to develop, it would just be a returning weapon that could fit with the theme of the season. Apparently there's been a change with the season challenges, but mainly with the daily challenges. This one's fairly quick, being that the pass XP that you get from the daily challenges have been fixed to 185 being the max. Not sure if it's the max, we'll probably see what would happen tomorrow though, the new challenges that you get. Right then, with that being concluded, let's head off to the next topic, that being the Chronos set. And well, in the last video, and as well as last month, we talked about how the Chronos set was set to be resolved, or I guess readjusted next season. One of the latest sets that was released a few months ago that most players have been complaining about due to its iframes. We all thought that finally they were going to do is nerf it at some point, but by surprise or slight disappointment, decided to do is delay it to be at the next patch after this season, which can either be this Thursday or probably next Thursday, which I'll say yippee, more pain and suffering with this set. And get this, apparently this set effect has been shadow buffed. One of its attributes that it has, being the reload speed, has been somewhat been buffed. Now, I wouldn't say that they're doing the opposite of what they stated that they were going to do. One thing I'll say is we'll just have to wait for an official announcement to get some clarification. Let's just hope that the delay was worth the wait. But yeah, I guess that'll do for this video. Not much to talk about for now. I was thinking of posting this video on a Wednesday, which will be tomorrow, but I decided to just post this today, which will be a Tuesday. But as always, I'll keep you guys updated with some of the information that we get from the developers from the seasonal threads that we get on the Discord server. Mainly with some information that would be interesting to sort of share here. And as usual, be back with the videos again. But anyways, that's gonna do for me. And as always, have a good day, night, or whenever you're watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.